projected 30% reduction in data breaches across 4 sectors by Q4 2024. Overview. As of February 1, 2025, recent analyses indicate a significant projection of a 30% reduction in data breaches across 4 critical sectors: healthcare, telecommunications, finance, and retail by the end of Q4 2024. This positive trend is attributed to enhanced cybersecurity measures, increased stakeholder awareness, and evolving regulatory frameworks aimed at protecting sensitive data. Key insights. 1. Healthcare sector. The healthcare industry remains a primary target for cyber attacks, largely due to the sensitive nature of patient data. Historically, healthcare data breaches have been rampant, but recent reports forecast a decline in such incidents. Investment in cybersecurity. Healthcare organizations are increasingly allocating resources to cybersecurity technologies such as advanced firewalls and intrusion detection systems. Regulatory compliance. Stricter regulations, including the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act (HIPAA), are motivating organizations to adopt better security practices to safeguard patient information. Stakeholder awareness. Employee training programs are being implemented to better recognize and respond to phishing attempts and other cyber threats. 2. Telecommunications. Telecommunication companies face unique challenges, particularly with the rise of Internet of Things (IoT) devices, which expand their attack surface. Network security advancements. Recent data indicates that advancements in network security, such as the implementation of robust encryption protocols and multi-factor authentication, have significantly reduced the risk of breaches. User education. Companies are focusing on educating users about security best practices, further strengthening the sector's overall cybersecurity posture. 3. Finance sector. The finance sector has historically been one of the most susceptible to data breaches. But recent trends show a shift towards greater security. Enhanced security protocols. Financial institutions are investing heavily in secure transaction technologies and adopting stringent security measures to protect customer data. Regulatory compliance. Compliance with regulations such as the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) and Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard (PCI DSS) is becoming a central tenet of operational strategies. Customer education initiatives. Banks and financial institutions are also educating customers about online security practices, which has contributed to a more resilient financial ecosystem. 4. Retail sector. Retailers have been frequent targets for cyber criminals due to their handling of sensitive credit card information and personal data. Omnichannel security enhancements. The shift towards omni-channel retailing has prompted retailers to enhance their cybersecurity frameworks, including adopting advanced point-of-sale systems and improving data encryption practices. Consumer awareness. Retailers are also raising awareness among consumers about the importance of secure payment methods, which is expected to contribute to a decrease in data breaches. Common themes across sectors. Increased investment in cybersecurity. There is a clear trend of heightened financial commitment to cybersecurity across all sectors. This includes hiring dedicated cybersecurity personnel, investing in advanced security tools, and ensuring compliance with industry regulations. Rising awareness and education. Stakeholders, including employees and customers, are becoming more aware of cybersecurity threats. Training programs that focus on recognizing phishing attempts and other social engineering tactics have become commonplace. Regulatory pressure. Stricter regulations concerning data protection and privacy are driving organizations to adopt better security measures. Compliance with standards like GDPR and HIPAA is becoming integral to operational strategies. Differences in sector focus. While all sources agree on the positive trend regarding the reduction of breaches, they vary in specifics of implementation and sector focus. Healthcare and finance sectors emphasize compliance with regulations heavily. Telecommunications highlight challenges posed by IoT devices. Retail focus on consumer aspects and the need for secure payment systems. Timeline of events. 2021 to 2022, the COVID-19 pandemic heightened awareness of cybersecurity threats, leading to increased attacks across all sectors, particularly due to vulnerabilities associated with remote work. 2023, organizations began implementing more robust cybersecurity measures, including advanced training, technology upgrades, and compliance checks, leading to early signs of reduced breach incidents. Q4 2024, projections suggest a 30% reduction in data breaches across the four sectors as a direct result of ongoing investments in cybersecurity, enhanced regulatory compliance, and increased stakeholder awareness. Conclusion. The projected 30% reduction in data breaches across the healthcare, telecommunications, finance, and retail sectors by Q4 2024 reflects a growing commitment to cybersecurity. Enhanced measures, regulatory compliance, and a focus on education are pivotal to this positive trend. While challenges remain, the ongoing efforts from organizations to bolster their cybersecurity frameworks are expected to yield significant results in protecting sensitive data and minimizing breaches. References: 1. HIPAA Journal, 2024 Healthcare Data Breach Reports, / www.hipaajournal.com/2024 Healthcare Data Breach Reports / 2. Strong DM, Small Business Cybersecurity Statistics, / www.strong.com/blog/small business cybersecurity statistics. This report encapsulates the optimistic outlook on data breaches across crucial sectors, emphasizing the importance of continued investment in cybersecurity and stakeholder education to combat rising threats. The content presents a projected 30% reduction in data breaches across the healthcare, telecommunications, finance, and retail sectors by the fourth quarter of 2024. While the general consensus is optimistic regarding enhanced cybersecurity measures, regulatory compliance, and stakeholder awareness, there are several counterintuitive insights that emerge from the data. 1. Healthcare sector vulnerability. While healthcare organizations are expected to see a reduction in breaches due to increased investments in cybersecurity, the sector remains a primary target for cyber attacks. The counterintuitive aspect here is that despite these investments and improvements, the sensitivity of patient data makes healthcare organizations consistently appealing targets for attackers. Thus, even with enhanced measures, the risk remains substantially high. 2. Telecommunications and IoT challenges. The telecommunications sector is experiencing a reduction in breaches attributed to better network security and user education. However, the rise of IoT devices paradoxically expands the attack surface, making it more challenging to secure networks comprehensively. This suggests that while companies may face fewer incidents, the complexity and potential for new vulnerabilities increase as new technologies are adopted. 3. Finance sector's historical high risk. The finance sector is noted for historically being a high-risk area for breaches, which implies that any reduction in breaches would be a significant achievement. However, the counterintuitive point is that even as financial institutions enhance their security protocols, the very nature of their operations, handling vast amounts of sensitive data, ensures that they will always be prime targets. Thus, the perceived reduction may not equate to a fundamental shift in risk. For retail sectors shift to omnichannel, retail businesses are increasingly targeted due to their handling of personal and credit card information, yet the shift to omnichannel retailing is expected to bolster their cybersecurity frameworks. The counterintuitive insight here is that while the move towards omnichannel creates potential security benefits, it also complicates the security landscape, introducing new vulnerabilities that retailers must address. The expectation of reduced breaches in this context may overlook the increased complexity introduced by new sales channels. 5. Investment versus effectiveness. Across all sectors, there is a trend of increased investment in cybersecurity measures. However, the counterintuitive reality is that merely increasing spending does not guarantee a proportional decrease in breaches. Organizations may still struggle with implementation and effectiveness, meaning that financial investment alone is not a silver bullet for cybersecurity. This raises questions about how effectively these investments are being utilized. 6. Rising awareness and complacency. As awareness of cybersecurity threats rises, one might expect a corresponding decrease in incidents. Yet the counterintuitive element is that increased awareness can also lead to complacency among employees and stakeholders, who may feel they are now less vulnerable. This false sense of security could inadvertently increase the likelihood of breaches if individuals lower their guard. 7. Regulatory pressures. Double-edged sword. Stricter regulations aimed at improving data protection may lead to better compliance and security practices. However, the counterintuitive aspect is that organizations may adopt a checkbox mentality, implementing minimum requirements without genuinely enhancing their security posture. This could result in a superficial reduction in reported breaches while actual vulnerabilities remain unaddressed. 8. Small businesses underreported and underprepared. The discussion highlights that small businesses are increasingly targeted in cyber attacks, yet many remain underprepared and believe they are not at risk. The counterintuitive reality is that while statistics show small businesses facing a higher frequency of attacks, the belief that they are too small to be targeted leads to inadequate cybersecurity measures, perpetuating their vulnerability. 9. Overconfidence. Despite statistics, many organizations may interpret the projected reduction in breaches as a sign that they are now safer. The counterintuitive insight is that this overconfidence could lead to reduced vigilance and investment in security, ultimately making them more susceptible to attacks despite statistical projections suggesting improvements. 10. Impact of remote work on cybersecurity. The COVID-19 pandemic has prompted many businesses to shift to remote work, which has highlighted vulnerabilities in their cybersecurity frameworks. While businesses may have implemented new policies in response, the counterintuitive insight is that remote work can lead to increased exposure and risk as employees use personal devices and unsecured networks, potentially offsetting any gains made through new policies. In summary, the optimistic projections regarding the reduction of data breaches across key sectors mask several counterintuitive realities: the complexity of cybersecurity, the persistence of risks, and the human element of security awareness suggest that organizations must remain vigilant and proactive in their cybersecurity strategies to navigate the evolving landscape effectively. This highlights the importance of not only investing in cybersecurity but also fostering a culture of awareness, compliance, and readiness to adapt to new threats. The report on the projected 30% reduction in data breaches across healthcare, telecommunications, finance, and retail sectors by Q4 2024 highlights several crucial insights that many may overlook but which hold significant implications for organizations and stakeholders. Here are some of the key overlooked aspects. 1. Sector-specific vulnerabilities and responses. While the report mentions that each sector has unique challenges, it may not fully emphasize the specific vulnerabilities that lead to these breaches and the tailored responses required. For instance, the healthcare sector is particularly vulnerable due to the sensitive nature of patient data and the historical underinvestment in cybersecurity. The rise of telehealth during the COVID-19 pandemic has also expanded the attack surface. Notably, the report highlights that healthcare organizations are increasingly investing in cybersecurity technologies. However, many readers may not recognize that this investment is not merely a reactive measure but a necessary evolution in safeguarding patient trust and compliance with regulations like HIPAA. Significance: understanding the particular vulnerabilities of each sector and how tailored responses can mitigate risks is crucial for stakeholders. It underscores the need for a proactive rather than reactive approach to cybersecurity. 2. The role of employee education and awareness. The report highlights the rising awareness and education among stakeholders, particularly employees, regarding cybersecurity threats. However, it may downplay the critical role that employee training plays in preventing breaches. Human error remains one of the leading causes of data breaches, often due to phishing attacks or poor security practices. The emphasis on training programs that focus on recognizing phishing attempts and other social engineering tactics is a significant step in building a robust defense. Significance: this focus on education highlights that technology alone cannot safeguard against breaches, human factors are equally important. Organizations must prioritize ongoing training as a fundamental aspect of their cybersecurity strategy. 3. Regulatory frameworks and compliance pressures. The report mentions regulatory pressures as a driver for improved security practices, but it may not fully convey the complexity and evolving nature of these regulations. Compliance with standards like GDPR and HIPAA is not a one-time task but an ongoing commitment that requires organizations to continuously adapt their practices. Moreover, the consequences of non-compliance can lead to severe financial penalties and reputational damage. Significance: the dynamic landscape of regulatory requirements emphasizes the need for organizations to integrate compliance into their operational strategies, ensuring that they remain agile and responsive to changes in legislation. 4. Investment trends in cybersecurity. The report notes an increased investment in cybersecurity across all sectors, yet it may not emphasize the disparity in resources available to different organizations, particularly small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs). Many SMEs may lack the financial resources or expertise to implement robust cybersecurity measures, leaving them vulnerable despite the overall positive trend in larger organizations. Significance: this highlights a critical gap in cybersecurity preparedness where smaller organizations may remain at risk. Addressing these disparities is essential for creating a more secure digital landscape. 5. Long-term implications of cybersecurity investments. The projected 30% reduction in data breaches is encouraging. But the report might not fully explore the long-term implications of these investments. Organizations that prioritize cybersecurity are not only protecting themselves from immediate threats but are also positioning themselves as trustworthy entities in the eyes of consumers and partners. This trust can lead to competitive advantages, improved customer loyalty, and potentially increased market share. Significance: the long-term benefits of cybersecurity investments extend beyond mere compliance and risk mitigation. They play a vital role in shaping an organization's overall reputation and business success. 6. Cultural shifts towards cybersecurity. While the report mentions rising awareness, it may not fully address the cultural shifts needed within organizations to prioritize cybersecurity. A culture of security means that every employee from the top down understands the importance of cybersecurity and takes personal responsibility for safeguarding data. This cultural shift often requires strong leadership and a commitment to embedding cybersecurity into the organization's core values. Significance: fostering a culture of security is essential for sustaining long-term cybersecurity improvements. It empowers employees to be proactive and vigilant, reducing the likelihood of breaches. 7. Technology adoption and integration challenges. The report highlights advancements in cybersecurity technologies but may overlook the challenges organizations face in adopting and integrating these technologies into their existing systems. Many organizations struggle with legacy systems that are incompatible with modern security solutions, creating vulnerabilities that can be exploited by cybercriminals. Significance: recognizing the challenges of technology integration is crucial for organizations to develop realistic strategies for enhancing their cybersecurity posture. Ensuring that investments in technology translate into meaningful improvements. Conclusion: the projected reduction in data breaches across key sectors is a positive development, but it is essential to recognize the nuanced factors that contribute to this trend. By paying attention to the overlooked aspects discussed above, sector-specific vulnerabilities, employee education, regulatory compliance, investment disparities, long-term implications, cultural shifts, and technology integration challenges, organizations can better prepare themselves for the evolving cybersecurity landscape. This comprehensive understanding is vital for stakeholders aiming to create resilient systems capable of withstanding the growing threat of cyber attacks. The projected 30% reduction in data breaches across the healthcare, telecommunications, finance, and retail sectors by Q4 2024 highlights several critical areas for in-depth analysis and discussion. Here are the 4 most valuable points. 1. Enhanced cybersecurity investments. The trend of increased investment in cybersecurity across all 4 sectors is pivotal to understanding the projected decline in data breaches. Organizations are recognizing the need to allocate substantial financial and human resources towards advanced cybersecurity technologies and practices. This includes hiring specialized staff. Companies are increasingly bringing in cybersecurity professionals who can develop and implement comprehensive security strategies tailored to specific industry needs. Adopting advanced technologies. Investment in artificial intelligence (AI) and machine learning (ML) tools for threat detection and response is becoming common, enabling organizations to proactively manage vulnerabilities and respond to incidents in real time. Compliance and best practices. Enhanced regulatory frameworks such as GDPR and HIPAA are encouraging organizations to not only comply with existing laws but also to adopt best practices in data protection, further strengthening their security posture. Discussing this trend involves analyzing the return on investment (ROI) for these cybersecurity measures, examining case studies of organizations that successfully mitigated attacks due to proactive investments, and exploring the challenge of balancing cybersecurity spending with other operational costs. 2. Regulatory pressure and compliance. The influence of regulatory pressure on organizations' cybersecurity strategies cannot be overstated. The introduction of stricter data protection regulations is compelling companies to take cybersecurity seriously. Impact of regulations. Regulations such as GDPR in Europe and HIPAA in the US impose significant penalties for data breaches, which incentivizes organizations to prioritize cybersecurity. Compliance as a strategy. Organizations are using compliance not just as a legal obligation but as a strategic advantage, showcasing their commitment to data security to gain customer trust and competitive edge. Evolution of standards. The ongoing evolution of regulatory standards requires continuous adaptation and improvement of cybersecurity practices, compelling organizations to stay ahead of potential threats. In-depth analysis can focus on how compliance frameworks can be integrated into business strategies, the challenges organizations face in maintaining compliance, and the potential for harmonizing global regulations to simplify compliance for multinational organizations. 3. Rising awareness and education. The increased awareness of cybersecurity threats among stakeholders, including employees and customers, plays a significant role in reducing data breaches. Training programs. Regular training sessions for employees on recognizing phishing attempts and understanding social engineering tactics are becoming standard practice. This proactive education helps create a culture of security within organizations. Customer education. Retail and financial sectors are focusing on educating customers about secure practices, such as recognizing secure payment methods and protecting personal information, which can help reduce the risk of breaches stemming from human error. Building a security culture. Organizations are recognizing the importance of cultivating a security-first mindset where every employee feels responsible for protecting sensitive data. Discussion points should include the effectiveness of various training methods, the role of leadership in fostering a security culture, and the long-term benefits of investing in education as a preventive measure against data breaches. 4. Sector-specific challenges and solutions. Each sector faces unique challenges and requires tailored solutions to address its specific cybersecurity needs. Healthcare sector. The sensitivity of patient data makes healthcare organizations prime targets for cyber attacks. The sector must navigate the complexities of protecting vast amounts of personal health information while complying with HIPAA regulations. Telecommunications. With the proliferation of IoT devices, telecommunications companies face a vastly expanded attack surface. The focus here is on enhancing network security and educating users about safe practices. Finance sector. As financial institutions deal with highly sensitive data and monetary transactions, they are investing heavily in secure transaction technologies and risk management practices. Retail sector. Retailers are increasingly targeted due to their handling of credit card information. Innovations in secure payment systems and data encryption are critical to their cybersecurity strategies. The analysis can explore sector-specific vulnerabilities, successful case studies of cybersecurity implementations, and the collaborative efforts within industries to share knowledge and best practices for improving overall security. In conclusion, understanding the projected reduction in data breaches requires a multifaceted approach that considers enhanced cybersecurity investments, regulatory pressures, rising awareness and education, and sector-specific challenges. Each of these points offers a rich area for discussion and further analysis. Highlighting the complexities of cybersecurity in today's digital landscape. 1. Target data breach 2013. One of the most infamous data breaches in history occurred when hackers gained access to Target systems, compromising the credit and debit card information of approximately 40 million customers. The breach was initiated through stolen credentials from a third-party vendor. In the aftermath, Target faced severe financial repercussions, including over $200 million in costs related to the breach and significant damage to its reputation. The incident prompted a closer look at cybersecurity measures across the retail sector and reinforced the importance of third-party risk management. 2. Equifax data breach 2017. In one of the largest data breaches involving sensitive personal information, Equifax, a major credit reporting agency, suffered a breach that exposed the personal data of around 147 million people. Hackers exploited a vulnerability in a web application framework, leading to the unauthorized access of names, social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, and in some cases driver's license numbers. The breach highlighted significant failures in cybersecurity governance and led to widespread criticism of Equifax's security practices. The company ended up paying over $700 million in settlements and fines, and the incident prompted regulatory bodies to reconsider data protection laws and practices in the finance sector. 3. Yahoo data breaches 2013 to 2014. Yahoo experienced two major data breaches that compromised over 3 billion user accounts. The breaches, which were disclosed in 2016, involved unauthorized access to user information, including names, email addresses, telephone numbers, birth dates, and hashed passwords. The scale of the breaches had a profound impact on Yahoo's valuation and its subsequent acquisition by Verizon, which purchased Yahoo's core internet business for $4.48 billion, a significant markdown from the company's previous worth. The incidents raised questions about data security practices and the importance of timely disclosures. Influencing the regulatory landscape for user data protection across multiple sectors. Future outlook: projected 30% reduction in data breaches across key sectors by Q4 2024. The landscape of cybersecurity is evolving rapidly, particularly in the wake of increasing cyber threats and the growing recognition of their potential impact on businesses. By the fourth quarter of 2024, a projected 30% reduction in data breaches across four major sectors, healthcare, telecommunications, finance, and retail, is anticipated. This optimistic forecast is driven by several key factors, including enhanced cybersecurity measures, increased stakeholder awareness, and evolving regulatory frameworks. 1. Cybersecurity advancements. As organizations invest more heavily in cybersecurity infrastructure, significant advancements in technology will contribute to the decline in data breaches. The integration of artificial intelligence (AI) and machine learning (ML) in cybersecurity protocols will enhance threat detection and response capabilities. AI-driven systems can analyze vast amounts of data in real time, identifying anomalies and potential threats faster than traditional methods. By leveraging predictive analytics, organizations can proactively address vulnerabilities, reducing the likelihood of successful attacks. Moreover, the adoption of zero-trust security models, where access is granted based on strict identity verification, will become more widespread. This model ensures that even if a breach occurs, the damage is contained as the attacker would face multiple layers of security. 2. Greater awareness and education. A significant factor contributing to the expected reduction in data breaches is the rising awareness of cybersecurity threats among employees and consumers. Organizations are increasingly implementing comprehensive training programs that educate staff about potential risks such as phishing attacks and social engineering tactics. By fostering a culture of cybersecurity mindfulness, organizations can mitigate risks associated with human error, which is often the weakest link in security protocols. Furthermore, consumer awareness of data privacy issues is also on the rise. Customers are increasingly opting for companies that prioritize data security, pressuring organizations to enhance their cybersecurity measures to maintain competitive advantage. 3. Evolving regulatory frameworks. The regulatory landscape surrounding data protection is becoming increasingly stringent. Governments and regulatory bodies are introducing more robust data protection laws such as the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) and the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act (HIPAA). Compliance with these regulations necessitates the adoption of best practices in data security, leading organizations to bolster their cybersecurity frameworks. By Q4 2024, we can expect that compliance will not only serve as a legal obligation but also as a competitive differentiator, encouraging organizations to invest in higher standards of data protection. 4. Sector-specific trends. Healthcare. The healthcare sector remains a prime target for cyber attacks due to the sensitivity of patient data. However, as organizations increase their investment in cybersecurity technologies and comply with regulations, we can anticipate a significant decline in breaches. Enhanced encryption practices and robust access controls will play a crucial role in safeguarding patient information. Telecommunications. With the proliferation of IoT devices, telecommunications companies face unique challenges. However, advancements in network security coupled with user education initiatives are expected to lead to a decrease in attack incidents. The implementation of multi-factor authentication (MFA) and encryption will enhance the overall security posture of these organizations. Finance. The finance sector has historically been vulnerable to data breaches. Nevertheless, ongoing investments in secure transaction technologies and heightened regulatory compliance will contribute to a safer financial ecosystem. Financial institutions will increasingly adopt biometric authentication and advanced fraud detection systems to defend against cyber threats. Retail businesses are continuously targeted due to the handling of sensitive payment information. The shift towards omni-channel retailing has prompted retailers to strengthen their cybersecurity frameworks. The adoption of advanced point-of-sale systems and secure payment processing technologies will substantially reduce the risk of data breaches. 5. Challenges ahead. Despite the optimistic outlook, challenges remain. Cybercriminals are evolving their tactics, and as organizations strengthen their defenses, attackers are likely to seek new vulnerabilities to exploit. The rise of ransomware attacks and sophisticated phishing schemes poses ongoing threats across all sectors. Moreover, the growing complexity of cyber threats necessitates continuous investment in cybersecurity and ongoing training for employees. Conclusion. The projected 30% reduction in data breaches across healthcare, telecommunications, finance, and retail by Q4 2024 reflects a concerted effort by organizations to prioritize cybersecurity. By leveraging advancements in technology, promoting education and awareness, and adapting to evolving regulatory requirements, businesses can significantly mitigate their risk of breaches. While challenges persist, the collective commitment to enhancing cybersecurity will foster a more secure digital environment benefiting both organizations and consumers alike.